The last moments of the Titanic, what really happened? On April 15, 1912, the unsinkable Titanic faced disaster in the icy Atlantic. With 2,200 aboard, the ship sank in under 3 hours, claiming over half of the lives on board. But here's the chilling part: what really happened in those final moments may not be the story you think you know. The Titanic wasn't just another ship, it was a floating city of dreams. Stretching almost 900 feet, with grand dining halls, Turkish baths, electric elevators, and cabins so luxurious they rivaled five-star hotels. For many, this maiden voyage symbolized the peak of human progress. But behind the glamour lay overconfidence. The ship carried only 20 lifeboats, enough for about half the passengers. Regulations at the time hadn't caught up with the Titanic's sheer size. After all, why plan for disaster when disaster was thought impossible? On the night of April 14th, the Titanic was steaming at nearly full speed despite multiple iceberg warnings. Then, at 11:40 p.m., lookouts Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee spotted a dark shadow, an iceberg, looming ahead. "Iceberg, right ahead!" Fleet shouted. The crew tried to steer away, but it was too late. The iceberg brushed along the starboard side, tearing open 6 of the ship's watertight compartments. Water began pouring in, silently, relentlessly. For decades, we were told the same story: the iceberg ripped the hull, water flooded the compartments, and the Titanic sank in one piece. But survivor testimony conflicted. Some swore they saw the ship break apart above the surface. When the wreck was discovered in 1985, the truth was shocking: the ship had indeed split in two. But when? While sinking? Or on impact? And then came another startling theory. In 2004, new evidence suggested a coal fire had been burning in one of the Titanic's bunkers even before it set sail. Photos taken before departure show a dark mark on the hull, right where divers later found signs of heat damage. Could a hidden fire have weakened the steel, making the Titanic far more vulnerable when it hit the iceberg? If true, then the disaster wasn't just nature's fault, it was a tragedy fueled by human negligence. At first, many passengers refused to believe the ship was in danger. Stewards reassured them it was only a precaution. People joked, laughed, even played cards. But as the tilt grew steeper and icy seawater crept up the lower decks, panic spread. The order went out: women and children first. But confusion reigned. Some lifeboats left half empty, even though thousands remained trapped aboard. In the first-class lounge, passengers huddled in fur coats. In third class, families scrambled through locked gates, desperately trying to reach the upper decks. The separation of classes became a death sentence for many. Meanwhile, the ship's band played on, hymns like "Nearer, My God, to Thee," a haunting attempt to keep people calm as chaos unfolded. Survivors would later recall that music as the last sound they heard before the sea claimed everything. By 2 a.m., the bow was underwater, the stern rising high into the air. Survivors described an eerie groaning sound as steel twisted and rivets snapped. Suddenly, the ship broke apart.